we can have different ways of thinking about things, but it just reminds me of the episode we spoke about 2 weeks ago about you trying to always save everyone. And like I said, it's not that I don't want to help people. My help is putting your project on my calendar.
Yeah.
And then you decide that you're not doing it anymore, or you don't, you couldn't accomplish it for whatever reason. Then it's like, okay, I can move on. It's okay. I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself.
That's the thing. I don't think it's about me wanting it more. I just think that sometimes we just don't
push.
know. Yeah, we might need an extra push, and it's like, all right, I'm on the zone, and the next thing I know, I saw him doing a thing. Now he's stuck again in a different part. So sometimes we just need to know what we're lacking. So having the right people in your corner, keeping yourself accountable, writing it down on your whiteboard. That's a big one for us.
So not everybody has a whiteboard. So
yeah.
We have a whiteboard that we were using to set goals. We were setting monthly goals and writing it down on the board. Actually, we're sharing it on social media, but we haven't done that in a while because people just be peopling. And then we bought a bigger whiteboard because our dreams and goals got bigger. But it's just a way to help us be accountable and break things down and visually write it down and scratch it off. That feeling of, like I said, I like lists to be able to scratch it off and do those type of things. So that's what we do in order to hold ourselves accountable. Yeah, so that's what we do. We actually lacked on that for a year plus, and we recently got back into it. I'm talking about like 2 days ago, back into utilizing it a bit more.
No, it was before we were ready to launch the
Our bigger thing, yeah. But we didn't use it how we should have.
Yeah, but then even so, once we got into the habit of using it again, now it's like, all right, we're checking things off. We literally did Friday night, whatever night it was. Like Friday night or something, we were like, all right, we're going to go through these and start checking this stuff off. So having it on a visual aspect where you can see it. So that's another way to hold yourself accountable, because if you got to see it every day, you got to recognize it every day, got to look at it every day. You're like, damn, I'm not doing that thing I said I was going to do. If you see a picture, you create a picture of yourself.
Yep.
This guy, I don't remember who it was, but he took his picture of himself and he put it on a fit body. And he put that like on his fridge or on his wall. It was like a big cutout. He's like, yeah, it was a joke, but he was like, this is what I want to get to. And he saw that every single day. Now, did he get there? I don't know. But he used that as a visual cue to get to his goals. So
because
hold yourself accountable.
Because we all need a little push. And the last thing, number 5, that helps you kind of push back your excuses is celebrating your successes. Acknowledging and celebrating each milestone you achieve to maintain motivation and momentum. How did we celebrate our successes as we were paying off debt?
So I think we celebrated it's like every 1,000 or every 5,000, I think.
It couldn't be every 1,000. We had 114,000 debt. So we celebrated 114 times. Doesn't make sense.
No, it was... Yeah, it was like every...
What was the celebrations? My point is, I don't think we did celebrate. That's what I'm trying to get to.
No, we were. It was like we would have like a beer or something like that. It was like little things.
The bar is low. A beer.
Like a beer. We would go out. It wasn't... Because remember, if you have a goal that's up to pay off $114,000 of debt, and your goal, you're not going to be going out a lot.
To spend more.
You're not going to be spending a lot more money. You probably drinking less. You're probably eating out less. So when you do those things, you are so focused. When you do those things, you're like, oh, this is a celebration. So we might have been ordering food. It might have been like a beer or something like that.
Yeah, maybe we went out with the dog. Yeah,
it
might have been
like
celebrations.
Or we went out to I think we had got Blue some ice cream one time. It was like different things we were doing. So it wasn't anything.
But when we paid off the debt, we celebrated.
So recognizing those milestones, creating minor checkpoints that you could check out, because small victories over time
feels good.
Just feels good.
What we do with working out.
Yeah.
Certain milestones that we may hit. If we're a bit more consistent in the gym, then we go and buy our Lulu gym athleisure wear.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to hit Lulu today.
And
I deserve it.
I've been saying to myself, I haven't reached there yet, but I've been saying to myself, when I reach to a certain weight, then I'll start paying for a Pilates class at my gym. So there's little ways that keeps you motivated to go on to the next step, whatever that is for you, whatever the success is for you. What else do we have here? And setting new goals if it's too easy. So that's the thing where we were speaking about before, when I was like, sometimes you have to challenge yourself, when he was like, you got to set realistic goals. But I think we set safe goals a lot. We have an episode on that too. I don't know what episode that was. That was a while back. But a lot of times we as people just in general set these safe goals because we're just scared. I don't want to say I'm going to lose this amount because maybe if I don't, right? But the reality is you probably can if you push yourself hard enough, right? But those scary goals, that's the one that you need to be posting. That's the one that you need to be putting on your whiteboard to work towards. So
yeah, the one time we did put that big scary goal, that was the 100K month. And we did that a few times after that. But that first time we did it was on the board. It was on
count
the goal.
It down.
Count it down. We knew exactly what we needed to get there. And we were very intentional about hitting that goal. And that was a scary goal. But if it was too easy, if the goal is too easy, you're always going to hit it. And then you're never going to set that next goal. So that's very important. saying new goals are too easy. So we talked about sharing success with others, very important. We'd like to do that a lot. Visualizing what your life looks like after you hit that goal. Like we talked about debt freedom. I said, if you allow us to pay off this debt, you could travel whenever you want, wherever you want, and I won't ask any questions. Now, I've done a decent job at not asking questions. I've done a decent job at not being the same person I was when it came to travel. But that was the goal. So we looked at what our life looked like after we paid off the debt before we got there. And I'm assuming you visualize yourself and you're living the life that we spoke about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No excuses.
So visualize what your life looks like. Well, like if you want to get in shape, what does your life look like? What does being in shape look like for you? I remember when we first had Alani, I wasn't in bad shape, but my back and my leg was just so messed. I was literally injured. Like I had to get surgery. But I was like, man, I can't just I can't just live my life with just, being in pain and I can't bend over and run around with Alani. Now I'm doing backflips with her. We going up and down the stairs. And
she is doing the backflips, not you.
I'm over on her back.
Doing backflips as if you're doing.
We doing all of that. So I want to make sure that I was healthy enough so that I could continue to run around and chase her without being out of breath. I didn't even tell you this. We went to the I've been doing activities with Alani this week because the nanny's out. But we went to gymnastics. There was a father there, and I'm like, man, he can't even chase his kids.
Why? He was older?
He was bigger.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, sheesh. And then there was a grandmother there chasing the little girl around the thing, and I'm like, ugh, that's amazing because she's in shape and she's able to do that. And then we went to go to the library. It's the same thing. I'm like, oh, this dad just sitting there while the kid run around because he can't chase him. Or maybe he doesn't want to chase him.
Maybe he doesn't want to chase him.
When you create these goals, you have to create visualizing. You have to be able to visualize what you want them to look like for yourself and your family. So
right. So next time you have an excuse, come listen to this episode again and break it down. What's the reason I'm giving this excuse?
We're going to use this episode as a response to people when they say they can't do something.
Here you go, episode 757 on this day.
Recognize, number one, point out which one you are doing and what you need to get over it, and identifying it. Let's run through it one more time. So
we spoke about 5 ways to push past your excuses. 1 is identifying your excuses. 2, challenging your mindset. 3, setting clear goals using the SMART method. 4, holding yourself accountable. And 5, celebrating successes. So when you push past, celebrate it. Celebrate it. I mean, we ain't saying that you need to throw a party or you got to go away. Obviously, have a beer. Take your dog to a park. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but whatever you consider to be a celebration is more than enough.